Hey everyone, this is Matt Duffield from mattduffieldtrading.com. Today we're going to do a hot penny stock analysis for the trading session on August 14th, this past Friday. Before we get started, I want to remind you this video is for educational and informational purposes only. Trading penny stocks can be very risky. You can lose all your money. And I am not a registered investment advisor, and neither is mattduffieldtrading.com. So you need to make your own decisions. Anyway, Ford was another big winner on Friday's session, and if you remember, this had a huge up move on, I want to say, was it Monday? When it spiked from 60 cents all the way to $4, sold off heavily, kind of stair-stepped lower all the way to the $1 level on Friday morning before seeing a nice rebound to $1.60. And it appears to be a dead cat bounce. A lot of times this $1 level can be just kind of like a psychological level, it can cause a bounce. And that appears to be what happened here. So let's go to the intraday time frame, do a 1 minute for 8 hours. So very quickly, this surged higher. I wasn't really watching it until it was somewhere in the $1.30 range. And if you see, it kind of triangulated here in the morning session. And then that caused another 30-cent rally in the afternoon, which kind of, I don't know, that's kind of like sideways consolidation right there for the late afternoon trading. And then it lost a lot of its gains by the close. It closed at $1.28. So I don't have a lot of hope for this in the coming days, but I am going to watch it, see if there's anything more to this rally. There could be. It's a low float play, so there could be some more action. I'll be watching it. Just real quick, I wanted to point out CAPN, C-A-P-N, was one of the hot stocks of Thursday's session. And in my video recap, I said this closed at about 314, and I expected it to stair step lower to the 2 to 250 range. And on Friday, as you can see here, it already hit my target around 250. Again, with this one, I'm not really looking for much, but I'll continue to monitor it. The other big play of Friday's session was PBMD, which was one of my favorite trades of the year. We got to go back 4 months. When this spiked from 50 cents to $6, I managed to buy this around 280 on this day. And then I sold right near the top at $6. It actually hit 620 or 630 that day. Afterwards, that was it. It tanked, tried to bounce a little bit. You can see a couple days later it bounced, just like Ford did on Friday. But after that, it's been pretty dead and has just sold off, little by little over the past couple of months. So going to the intraday time frame, you can see it got this huge push after a previous close around $1. It opened at, let's see, $1.50. And this was on news that they're going to get some kind of payment for one of their clinical studies. So let's go to the 1 minute chart here. So it opened at $1.50, spiked up a bit, and then just minutes later, it broke above its daily high around $1.60. And I tweeted that, there's not really much resistance above $1.60. This should go to $2. Well, it made it all the way up to $1.80. And I was pretty much wrong here. This push from $1.60 to $1.80, you can't see it too well on this chart, but it was weak. You could feel that up around this $1.80 range that the stock was getting weak. So when it pulled back, I knew the rally was done. Which is very typical with these plays. They get this huge morning spike, this super spike, and then, that's about it. You got to catch it in the first, a lot of times, 30 minutes of trading. So I continued to monitor it in here, and right in the $1.40 range, I noticed very weak volume, and I tweeted that this is going to continue lower. and it did. Not a whole lot lower. It hit the dollar thirties, kind of double bottom there in the afternoon session and rebounded. I honestly, after I saw this low volume in the $1.45, $1.50 range, I tweeted that it would go lower, and I pretty much quit watching it because I expected something like this, just choppy sideways action. Um, and another thing I want to point out with this, for traders looking for more upside, got to keep zooming out. Let's go to 8. Let's do 10 weeks. So the problem with these former runners, I mean, yeah, they can spike again, just like what happened on Friday. But what happens is you run into a lot of resistance. Look at this $1.50, $1.60 range, got resistance. Right in here, more resistance. And you have to go out to the daily chart to see that there's $2 resistance right in here. So my point is, even though this was a nice little spike on Friday, it's to me it's probably going to be just a blip, just a 1 day kind of thing, because there's just too much resistance on the way up for this to continue higher without news. It's got to deal with the 160s, and it's got to deal with $2. Now, if it gets above $2, that's where it gets interesting to me, because there's not a whole lot of resistance until about $3. But similarly to this candle right here on July 7th, look how similar that is. A 1 day pop followed by a down move the next day and sideways action. That's kind of what I'm expecting here. I hope I'm wrong, because this is a really fun stock to play. So I'll still be watching this one on Monday's session as well. That's all I have. Good luck, guys.